What if I told you your next steak might be brewed in a lab, and your favorite dish, cooked by a Michelin-starred chef, might contain zero traditional ingredients? Sounds insane, right? But welcome to the culinary revolution, where boundaries are being obliterated and kitchens have become ground zero for mind-blowing innovation. From 3D printed meals to AI-designed menus, the food industry isn't just evolving, it's detonating the rulebook. And leading the charge? Chefs. The bold, the rebellious, the visionaries. So what's got them so fired up? Let's find out. In this video, you're about to discover some of the top food innovations that have taken the world by storm. But what exactly are these wild trends? Well, from food grown without farms to recipes written by robots, there are a lot of trends to explore. The last trend we will consider will leave your jaw hanging. Ready for this? Now imagine savoring a steak that was never raised in the pasture. Sounds strange, doesn't it?
You want to render that fat down, so just turn it onto its side and hold it there with tongs.
The present reality is that chefs are considering a new source of animal protein, the kind obtained from test labs, instead of animal slaughtering. Lab-cultured meat, also called cell-based meat, is produced from muscle stem cells. These cells are taken from a live animal via biopsy and placed for weeks in a bioreactor at high density and volume. What you eventually get from this process is a protein alternative. But how did this all come about? It all began in 2015 when Uma Valeri, founder of Upside Foods, toyed with the idea of bringing meat grown from animal cells directly to the plate. According to her, this new method of cultivating meat is a big tent solution that will unite various groups of people, including innovators, traditionalists, meat lovers, and people who shy away from animal slaughter. Additionally, about 80 billion animals die every year for our dinner, so this new trend automatically addresses animal welfare. Also, global demand for meat will rise by 15% by 2031 thanks to a growing affluent population. As a result, there's a need for a different source of meat production. Well, that's just the appetizer. There are a lot of other trends. And this one we're about to talk about is currently rocking different industries in the whole world. Can you guess what it is? It is none other than artificial intelligence, AI. By 2030, we can expect to see technology fully integrated into the kitchen. Chefs are very excited about experimenting with different ways to add technology into the culinary world. One way is through AI-assisted cooking appliances. This technology will not only help with unique recipes and methods of cooking, but also offer personalized recipes and recommendations based on individual dietary preferences. But here's where it starts to feel less like a kitchen and more like a sci-fi movie. Think Iron Man's Jarvis meets Ratchet and Clank, but with better knife skills. Enter Molly Robotics, a real-life robotic chef that looks like it escaped from the set of iRobot and decided to enroll in culinary school. With automated hands that mimic human movements, this machine can cook over 5,000 gourmet recipes, plate them with surgical precision, and clean up afterward. Yep, a robot that actually does the dishes. Alexa who? Imagine a stainless steel Terminator making your risotto without the whole "I'll be back" situation. Chefs aren't scared, they're thrilled. Some even say it's like having a kitchen sidekick straight out of the Jetsons, only with less sass and more sauce. And if you thought that was peak futuristic, hold on to your spatulas. We're now entering the Ready Player One phase of dining, where VR and AR are transforming not just how food is made, but how it's experienced. Picture this. You sit down, put on some VR goggles, and suddenly you're having sushi in Tokyo while physically sitting in a cafe in Ohio. Companies like Menu AR and Kabak are already rolling this tech out, turning menus into 3D holograms, letting customers preview dishes before ordering, or even experience chef-curated food journeys, guided by augmented overlays. Imagine seeing nutritional data float beside your burger like it's Blade Runner. From robot arms flipping pancakes to holograms helping you pick your pasta. This isn't the future. It's happening right now. But seriously, how does all this futuristic food tech actually work? Picture this. You're seated at a restaurant, no menu in sight. Instead, a waiter, maybe even a sleek robotic one, places a tablet or AR lens in front of you. Suddenly, you're watching your seafood order come to life. From the ocean current straight to your plate, you're seeing the journey unfold in 3D. Right at your table, it's not just dinner, it's an experience. This tech lets you see before you bite. No guessing, no regret, just total immersion. It's like the dish is pitching itself to you. Want to know what's in it? Nutritional info pops up with a quick scan of a QR code. Want to pay? Tap, done. No waiting, no awkward checks, just smart, seamless dining. But while tech is pushing us into the future, another trend is pulling us deep into the past. And chefs can't get enough. Fermentation. That's right, the ancient, bubbly, funky science behind bread, beer, yogurt, kimchi, and now some of the most exciting food on the planet. Chefs are going beyond tradition, fermenting everything from garlic and honey to watermelon rind and chili sauces. Why? Because fermentation transforms flavor. It adds tang, depth, and complexity, turning ordinary ingredients into unforgettable ones. Think less preserved pantry item and more umami bomb from the gods. And it's not just tasty. These foods are loaded with probiotics, the good bacteria that keeps your gut thriving. So while your taste buds are partying, your digestive system's getting a full spa day. So whether it's robotics slicing carrots or bacteria breaking down sugars, one thing's clear. The food world is evolving fast, and chefs are riding the wave straight into the future. Research has proven that consuming fermented foods helps to improve health, and today, a lot of people have shown much interest in this kind of food preparation, mostly because of its immense health benefits. Delicacies like kimchi, sauerkraut, kombucha, and tempeh are made using this method, and it takes the food one notch higher. Think we've reached peak food innovation? Not even close. Another trend blazing through the culinary world and making chefs geek out like it's Comic-Con is the rise of plant-based alternatives. And no, we're not talking about tofu pretending to be chicken. This movement is far more ambitious and far more delicious. Chefs and food innovators are now crafting dishes made entirely from plants that look, taste, and sizzle like their animal-based cousins. We're talking barbecue pulled jackfruit, carrot lox, even plant-based foie gras. These creations blur the line so well, you might feel like you're dining in a Blade Runner bistro, only the meat never moved. And it doesn't stop at the land. Welcome to the age of plant-based seafood. Think shrimp cocktails made from cognac root, algae-rich caviar, and tuna sashimi that's never been near an ocean. Yes, your vegan friend can now order the fish without having a moral crisis. Consumers, especially non-vegetarians, are surprisingly into it, which has sparked a gold rush of innovation. Tech like precision fermentation, microalgae magic, and cell-based brewing is making plant-based options not just possible, but craveable. Flavor first, guilt-free, and planet-approved. But hold up, there's another trend quietly taking root, and it's as earthy as it gets. Welcome to the world of locally sourced and foraged ingredients. This is where hyper-local meets wild and weird. Chefs are doubling down on ingredients tied to culture and tradition, local honey, native grains, backyard herbs, while also venturing into the woods like culinary treasure hunters. Diners are getting a taste of foraged finds like ramps, chanterelle mushrooms, sea buckthorn, and even the occasional, "What is this and why does it smell amazing?" surprise. It's part chef, part botanist, part Indiana Jones with a knife roll, and the result? Menus that feel rooted, personal, and totally unpredictable. A mixture of conventional food with these newly discovered ingredients gives an extraordinary blend of great food. Clearly, this particular trend honors tradition while still offering fresh, seasonal, and flavorful options. Chef Jong Kung, despite growing up in different environments, describes food as a powerful expression of creativity and culture and a way to stay connected to his roots, despite growing up in diverse environments.
So now that I've cooked an entire chicken in this, obviously this batch of master stock will never be vegan.
In 2030, chefs are expected to grow with this trend, experimenting with several unconventional meals. These meals go beyond traditional boundaries, such as Asian Mexican or Mediterranean Asian crossovers. Sounds thrilling, right? The next trend is a positive one with much benefit to people and the environment. Chefs have collaborated with farmers to promote sustainable farming methods that protect the environment. Urban spaces are turning green with vertical farming. You might be wondering what vertical farming is all about. Vertical farming is a technique where farmers grow crops in stacked layers indoors, often without soil. This method uses less water and land and provides fresh produce all year round, irrespective of the weather conditions. Additionally, there's an increased need for agriculture. Experts estimate that food production will need to increase by 70% by 2050 to feed the growing global population. And since much of the world's arable land is already in use, this method of farming is a sustainable development. Chefs are elated about the joy of having consistent quality and flavor of ingredients harvested just steps from their kitchen. Amazing, right? We've exposed several trends rocking the food industry, but here's where it gets really interesting. Chefs have discovered ways to tailor dishes to individual dietary needs and preferences. What does this mean? People have different health challenges and, as such, have different dietary choices. There have been technological advancements in nutrition science. Thanks to these advances, like diet tracking apps and 3D printed food, it is now possible to adapt food to the specific needs of each individual. This is really an amazing feat. Let me tell you why. Diet tracking apps have been integrated into wearable devices like smartwatches and fitness bands, and this helps in holistic monitoring. The apps monitor an individual's sleep pattern and physical activities and offer more personal and precise recommendations. On the other hand, with 3D printing, foods can be created with the exact proportion of nutrients required for each individual based on DNA analysis, blood tests, and other biometric data. Isn't that mind-blowing? In the near future, expect to see more restaurants and food companies offering more personalized nutrition plans and meal options. This will help to cater to every individual's dietary restrictions, allergies, and health goals. Now here's the trend that will leave your jaw hanging. Let me ask you this. What if you could replace meat with insects as protein choice? Would you consider it? Eating edible insects was something that was once considered disgusting. But now, chefs are now going way beyond the usual ingredients, and yes, that includes insects. Crickets, mealworms, beetles, these aren't just survival snacks anymore. They're rich in protein, loaded with vitamins and minerals, and quickly climbing the gourmet ladder. From crispy cricket tacos to beetle-laced protein bars, chefs are experimenting with flavor, texture, and presentation to make edible insects not just acceptable, but craveable. Sounds crazy? Maybe, but so did sushi once. And as our global food demands skyrocket, these nutrient-packed little bugs could be a sustainable, shockingly delicious solution. Appetizers, mains, snacks, you name it. Insects are itching their way into it. The future of food is no longer coming. It's here. And this is just the first bite. From AI-powered kitchens to algae-based cheese, hologram menus to forest-foraged delicacies, the food revolution is happening all around us. The only question is, are you ready to eat the future? What if your next protein fix had 6 legs? In this episode of Food Phase, we explore the jaw-dropping future of food, robot chefs, forage flavor bombs, plant-based seafoods, and yes, insects on the menu. Chefs are pushing boundaries like never before, and it's deliciously wild. Tell us in the comments, which trend are you excited or terrified to try? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and join the movement. At Food Phase, we don't just talk about food, we talk about food future.